Hi, I'm Haley from T&J. We are going to be talking about shin splints today. We're going to talk about a little bit of the anatomy of the lower half of the leg, kind of how we can fix shin splints, what they're caused from, and how we can treat them in the future. So just to get started, a little basic anatomy of the leg. There are two bones in the leg, but for the purpose of the day, we're going to talk about the shin bone, which is the tibia. The tibia is one of the most important bones in the bottom half of the leg. It's going to carry about 90% of the body's weight, so it has a big responsibility and therefore is very prone to injury. The two muscles I'm going to talk about today are going to be the two tibialis muscles. You're going to have your anterior and your posterior that are going to run right alongside of that shin bone, that tibia bone. So that's going to give you two different, there's more than two, but the two main types of shin splints, which are going to be the anterior, which are going to run along the lateral side of the leg, closer to the knee, and the posterior, which are going to run more medial, closer to the ankle bone. Both types are just equally as painful and equally as common and can be fixed with many different kinds of stretches. So, shin splints, kind of, some people think, oh, shin splint, it's not actually the bone splinting. That would be a stress fracture or a break. It is caused from overuse, repetitive exercises such as running, jogging. If you even are coming to classes and doing a lot of jumping, maybe some kickboxing, that repetitive motion over and over again on the bottom half of that very strong weight-bearing bone is going to create some inflammation, which then again is going to create maybe some swelling and that pain that you feel that's right there close to the skin for shin splints. So, it's not just running though that's going to give you that pain. Like I said, maybe you're coming to classes and you're feeling it. It's going to be muscular imbalances, so maybe the front of your leg is more strong than the back. Or, we'll talk about your calves being super tight. Maybe when you run, you don't fully extend your leg out, so it's giving you that kind of poor activity mechanics, which can be fixed, if we sit there and we look at your gait pattern, seeing how you run and really get in there and fix it. And also, previous injuries. So maybe down the line, you did actually have a stress fracture. They can heal itself and then cause more of that shin splint kind of condition. So it's really important that we go in and we look at how we're moving and the different strengths and flexibilities before we make a complete determination of what is the cause of the pain. So we're going to go on to just talk about a few stretches that you can do to prevent and heal shin splints. Do you want to be my demonstrator?
Sure.
Okay. Cool. So our first one we're going to do, you're going to be on your knees. Okay? So you're going to slowly sit on your knees, keeping your ankles tucked in underneath your bottom. Both your ankle bones are going to be together, and you roll back and pull up in your knees. There you go. And you'll feel that stretch right along this. This is going to be the tibialis posterior that is completely stretching back. How's that feel?
It hurts.
It hurts good. It hurts so good though, right? All right, so you can do that one about 30 seconds, and then we'll move on. Feeling good?
Oh, yeah.
We'll pretend that was 30.
All right.
So we'll move on. So you'll stand up. You're going to repeat this next exercise on both parts of the leg, or both legs. So you're going to cross your leg over, and you're going to bend it in so that you're really feeling that stretch again on that front portion of the leg. How's that feel?
Good.
It's good? So you'll repeat that on both legs for about 30 seconds on each leg. After you run, before you run, it's a good one just to get those muscles nice and loose. Feels good? Cool. And then the final one we're going to do for the front of the leg, maybe you went for a jog last night and your shins are sore the morning after. You're actually going to be in a chair. Have a seat, sir. You're going to roll that toe under, sit closer to the front of your chair, and you're going to give me a forward lean and really feel it in your shin again. How's that feel? Good. So this is a good one that you can do at the office after you ran the night before or maybe the morning before. Had a really hard class and your shins are feeling it. A good, easy stretch right in there. About 30 seconds each side. Moving on. So those are three that'll really stretch that front half of the leg. And now we'll move on to our back half stretches. So we'll keep you right here, so nice, even. You're going to stretch out those calves. You're going to pull it in, keeping that heel nice and flat on the ground. If you need to get more of a stretch, you'll kind of bend that back knee just slightly. How's that feel?
Good.
Good. So again, 30, 40 seconds on each leg, making sure we're doing both legs the same stretch, because sometimes those calves are super tight, and that is what's creating that muscular imbalance, giving us that pain in the front half. Feel good? Cool. Moving on, you may sit on the ground for me, and you're going to pull back your toe with a bungee. You can use, if you're home and you don't have a bungee, you can use a towel, you can use a belt. It's going to be right across the back of your foot, that plantar area, and pull in that toe all the way back. Do you feel it nice in your calf? Good. That's what I like. So you're going to get, again, same thing on both feet. 30 seconds. We'll pretend that was 30. And our last one, nice even on both feet. Good job. Our last one, we're going to go both hands on the ground. And if you've ever done yoga, this will be kind of that down dog position. And you're going to, bicycle your feet very slowly. So you're going to switch to switch. Good. And keep rotating your feet back and forth, nice and slow, trying to press that heel down as far as it can go in the back. You're a very good demonstrator. So awesome. So those are going to be some stretches that are going to hit both that front and the back. So after we stretch, it's also important that we're strengthening as well. So demonstrator. We're going to move up there. We're going to strengthen both, again, the front and the back, making sure that we're hitting both feet equally to really get rid of any muscular imbalances that we have. So our first one we're going to do is a toe raise, where you're going to lean back on your heels and lift up the toes. There you go. If you have weak balance, you may do one foot at a time. If you're more advanced, you can do both feet at the same time. My balance is a little off today too. There you go, making sure that we're trying to keep the upper body steady and we're only using our toe to lift. Good. So that's going to work the front half, again, those tibialis muscles. Next, we'll switch it to the back, repeat it, and we're going to do our calf raises where we lift our heels as high as they can go, making sure our ankles stay nice and stable. Good. Working those calf muscles. How's that feel?
Good.
Good. Good, good. So moving on, we're going to use our band again. Do you still have your green band?
I do.
Cool. So you're going to sit on the ground again for me. Wrap it around the top portion of your toe. And you are going to point your toe as hard as you can. Give me that plantar flexion right there and release. You're going to give me about 10 points to flexes. And right in there, again, we're working that back half on those calves, really working that muscular imbalance. How's that feel?
Good.
So after we do it on both sides, just we'll pretend, you're going to switch it, have a partner hold the opposite side and pull it back. There you go, working that front half again, making sure we're nice and even on both sides and on both legs. Look good, feel good? Sounds good. And finally, we're going to keep using the band for our last one. You're going to pull diagonally. There you go. And you're going to give me some inversion, where you're going to pull your foot nice and in and step it out. There you go. So you'll go 10 in this way. You'll grab it with the opposite hand, pull it out. You'll go 10, pulling it into the side. How's that feel? Good. So we're going to be working that front half, all those tibialis muscles, both posterior, anterior, coming from both sides, hitting it from all angles. Doing a good job. I'm going to have you foam roll next, so it's okay.
All right.
So you might as well stay there.
All right.
So after we've stretched and we've strengthened, just some things if you don't maybe have all the time in the world to add those exercises in. Rice is very important. If you haven't heard of that, it's going to be resting your shins. You can ice your shins after a long run. It is an inflammatory condition, so it's important to really have that elevation of your shins as well as the compression. I will give you your foam roll. When you foam roll, it is important that, again, that we're being nice and equal, so you're going to foam roll out your calves, placing it right underneath. There you go. You're going to go start all the way from the heel, move all the way down to the back of the knee. There you go. So nice, simple way, making sure we're doing both legs equal. We'll do the back half, and then we'll switch it over. So you're going to be in a nice, tough position. There you go. And you're going to put it right underneath the knee. There, and you're going to tuck your knee in, so you're rolling it into your foot and back out to the end of your knee. Just like that. Good job. A nice way, again, to kind of manually release, along with foam rolling. Massage is really good as well. So being able yourself, you can massage in through the calf and on the front half, massaging those tibialis muscles. Sorry, demonstrator, you can be done.
Thank you.
Thank you. And again, if it is very unbearable, you may have to look at how your feet are positioned. Sometimes we have a little too much inversion, eversion, which again creates that muscular imbalance and some orthotics might become necessary. So, moving on and finishing up. So shin splints are, again, very common, whether you're in here in classes doing constant jumping and pounding, or you are running, but it's very treatable. And through the exercise I showed you today, you can minimize that pain. So thank you, demonstrator. I'm all good. Yay.